I just wanted to go over a couple essential tools and components that you're going to have to purchase to do a mini split install. This one here is very important. You can't hook your gauges up to the outdoor unit. This gauge set is just a cheap one on Amazon. I think this might have been made in the USA. Hopefully. Let's see here. It doesn't really say. You can get American made ones that are not that expensive. We're going to be using the yellow line and the blue line. This connects to the blue line, this connects to the mini split, and this starts sucking. All right, the Nylog Blue. I have used this on every mini split install, and I use it correctly. You put it on the mating surfaces, not the threads. You can put it on the threads to lubricate the threads so they don't gall, but you can over torque sometimes if you have the threads lubricated. Put this on the mating surfaces of the flare. So we got to have a decent sized hole saw here to drill a hole for the line sets, the wire, and the drain tube. This here is to create your connection between the AC disconnect, which is on the house electric side. I have another video on how to install the house electric side of a AC installation or mini split installation, all the way up into the disconnect. This is what comes out of the disconnect. I also picked up a couple extra of these so that you can have watertight connections in your flex line. These guys here, I always have a couple of these reducing washers in case that disconnect has a blowout with the knockouts. You can use these to save it. The vacuum pump. You hook your yellow hose into here. You have to open up your blue line, and then you just start sucking. And on the gauge here, the gauge will go down to a negative pressure. And I just let it run while I'm tidying up the electrical. That could be half an hour, 45 minutes, no less than a half an hour. I'll go over when to turn the refrigerant on. You just pop this up into a positive pressure here, disconnect everything, then release all the refrigerant. These are the things you're going to need to complete the install. Welcome back, everybody. This video is probably the most detailed mini split installation video I've ever made. I hope to answer every single possible mini split DIY install question that you can think of. The brand is Tusot, what I'm calling it now, the Tusot. It is the same one that I installed maybe 3 or 4 years ago in my workshop. And right now, I have it set at 75 degrees on heat mode in my workshop. A lot of people don't realize that these are good for an efficient way to heat your house or heat a room with electricity. It's a heat pump, and it doesn't have an electric heating element. This one, it's an older unit, it's good down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The new ones perform at a lower temperature. I'll put a link down in the description. There's also a discount code that I believe gets you 50% off. These mini splits frequently go on sale. They're very, very affordable. You could heat and cool your entire house for just a few $1,000s with a couple mini split units. Make sure you ask your questions down below. I will be in the comments for the next couple hours. After that, I'll be taking questions over on Patreon. So this right here is the two-way ventilation system that is an accessory that goes on to your indoor mini split unit. Just getting the wiring sorted out. Since it's going to go on this side, I'm going to be using short wires. It does give you a long wire if you wanted to mount it on that side over there. Here's the wire connections for the 115 volt model. We've got blue/white, the neutral going to N1, hot is going to 2, this brown-red one going to number 3, and the ground going to the ground. Here's a close-up of how this metal panel here mounts to the head unit. These just slide right up on there, no clips. The clip is right there. Here's something to consider on the height that I put this. Obviously this is a big blank canvas. If you wanted to hang a picture, you can't hang a picture here if there's a mini split right here. So I think for this one I'm going to go a little extra high for the mounting. It's going to make my job a pain in the butt because I can't reach anywhere up there. These are 9-foot ceilings. But it will still allow them to use this canvas here to put a picture up. I see a nail hole here, probably centered on the room. You can put a picture between your pillars on your bed. But that still, that's over 2 feet below the crown molding. I only need 1 foot. So most likely I'm going to put the bottom of the mini split. It's going to be way up here. So gotta get a step stool I can fit back here. So centered, way up high. Still gets the cold air coming right down on you, or the heat and your fresh clean air. So right now, the mounting bracket is centered on the wall, but it's only centered by the center screw. I've still gotta level this, and you gotta be careful with that, because these tabs here, you can adjust those so that they latch correctly. Let me see this again. I think I'm going to use the bottom sides of these tabs to get this thing level. If you get it up there and it doesn't look perfectly level, after this is completely fastened, you can pop the unit off. That's why you don't hook anything up until you know you're perfectly level. You can manipulate these tabs here up and down just a little bit. If you are, you know, 1/8 of an inch off, 16 inch off, sometimes that's all it takes. It's just a tiny little bit. Check there. Check here. These tabs down here. Don't breathe. Right there. So the hole that you got to drill, it is exactly 8 inches over. The center of the hole is 8 inches from the center of this. I put this on the unit and took my measurements. And the bottom of the hole is going to be a 1/2 inch above this tab here. So I'm going to measure over 8 inches, make a mark, put this up over here, make basically an angled pencil mark to give me my 1/2 inch. Now this is going to be the bottom of that hole. Well, now I know the unit that once I put it on is going to cover up that hole. So I'll have to get my hole saw out. Now I got to find the stud here. There's only 1 stud in this, and then I'm going to use some heavy duty drywall anchors for this side. I'm pretty sure right there. So that's where the screw that's going to hit the stud is going to go. Going to be switching the side that this drain attaches to. This little black stopper pulls right out of here. Going to be disconnecting it in there, reconnecting right there, show you the spring how that works, and put this stopper over on that side. Here's what it looks like. It's hard to see that clip in there, but it rotates and hooks on so that it can't pull out. It really isn't a squeezing action, it is more of it is a retention to keep it stuck up in there. The stopper is fully installed there. Okay, 16 inches is over here. Should be in the clear. Whew, right next to the stud. Right there, interesting. Next thing I'm going to do is drill another hole with a regular drill bit right straight through this at a little slightly downward angle, and then I go to the outside with this and drill in. Slight angle down. Oh, almost snappy. This wire here is power coming in and the signal going out. But it should be all right. Once you take the top filter off, you can see the little metal tabs there on the mounting bracket, and you can push back on those to get them snugged up so that it ends up tight to the wall. Also can help you level it. Gotta be very careful on this part. If you mess this up, it's all for nothing. Do not kink these lines. You gotta do a gentle bend. I'm gonna get this. And the next thing you gotta do is take these off. And when you take this off, you should hear a burst of air. If you don't, you got problems. But guys, always go crazy in the comments. They just don't know how compression thing works. The seal between these flare ends here, right here and right here, not the threads. The threads are the mechanical clamping mechanism that forces. Very careful. Get started. You only get one shot. Hand tighten so it's snug. So unfortunately, I was blocking the camera the whole time I hooked these things up. I put the Nylog Blue on the flared surfaces, not the threads. Haven't opened up anything yet. Here's that adapter I was showing you earlier. Get this sucker off. Come on, get in there. Vacuum pump is on. How do we know it's sucking? Because we've got a vacuum right there. That needle normally points to 0. So I'm just going to leave this run probably for 30 to 45 minutes while I finish up the electrical. It's going to give you guys a shot of how these electrical connections are made. White to neutral, because this is the wire that's going to go into the head unit. This is the wire that brings the power from the house. So the power from the house goes to white. They're going to line up. Then it goes over to the L3, the one that goes to the inside unit, this black wire here that comes with it. We got our neutrals lining up. Our black wire is on the number 2, and then our red-brown goes over to this L3. Vacuum pump's still pumping away. I'm going to turn the vacuum pump off. I'm going to crack this open. That's going to put a little bit of positive pressure. I'm going to pop it open real quick and close it. Then I'm going to disconnect my gauges. Then I'll open everything up. So a little bit of positive pressure, reclosed. You don't lose hardly anything as far as refrigerant. And now you open both these up. So just fired up, putting out cool air. This also puts out warm air when you have it on heat mode. This is the accessory I installed. It's the two-way ventilation system. Brings in fresh air from outside, puts the stale air from inside back out. That is cranking out the nice cool air. Here's a shot of the new remote on off. Your mode button. Right now it's on cooling mode. You've got recirculation mode, dehumidify mode, heat mode. A little bonus. You guys are probably wondering what the heck I did with the line sets. Well, I just phoned it, and tomorrow I'm coming back to put the cover on. I may or may not make a video of that. Final install. Found this Vibor mini split pedestal for next to nothing on Amazon. 1-day delivery. Got the little drain tube poked out the side there. It'll drain down here and out. Everything went together real easy. This is the TUSAT. I think that's how they pronounce it, TUSAT. 9,000 BTU, 115 volt. Put links down in the description. There's a discount code if you want to pick one up. These things are very, very affordable and a really good alternative to a window unit air conditioner. They put out quite a bit of heat. In my workshop, I use it on heat mode more than I do on cooling mode. I thought I'd get ahead of one of the big questions, is why don't you pressure test it? Pulling a vacuum is good and all, but why not pressure test it? I have done that several times on my larger forced air conditioning systems that you put in a large house. I do that, but why not on a mini split? I just have not found that it's necessary. The head unit, the inside unit, comes out pressurized already, and it sailed across the ocean and it gets to your house. And as soon as you take those caps off, if you hear a psh, you know that the head unit is 100% sealed. Now you have your outside unit. All the outside units come pre-charged. That tells you that the outside unit is 100% sealed and there's no leaks. Now the part where you can get leaks is when you connect your line sets to the inside unit and the outside unit. Those compression fittings can leak if you do it wrong. But if you do it right, they will never, ever, ever, ever leak. You use your Nylog Blue and you give it the right amount of ugga-duggas. Some amateurs might be inclined to use a torque wrench. Any adult man that was born with tools in his hands, like me, doesn't need a torque wrench. We just know how tight is tight enough. I've lost count at how many of these I've installed, and none of them have failed. All of them have been run on heat mode. During heat mode, there's much higher pressures. Right now, this is cranking out some piping hot heat. My workshop is super, super comfortable to hang out in, make videos in, and that's why I did not pressure test it with my nitrogen bottle for this install. If you got any other questions, please drop them below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.